What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here. Tottenham 2, Chelsea 1 in the last game out on tour in Sydney, Australia. And
Chelsea in the mud.
Chelsea firmly
Absolutely
in the mud.
muddy.
Fantastic to see. It is fantastic to see. And look, we'll start off with the first half and then we'll talk about what happened in the second half. But look, it was a fairly strong side that Roberto De Zerbi picked, probably the strongest that we've seen in pre-season so far. But it didn't start well, did it, for Tottenham Hotspur?
No.
And I think for the first 15 minutes, Spurs were under the cosh, couldn't get out. Passing was very much rushed. We couldn't get a hold of possession, and Chelsea were definitely the team in control of the game. But we found a kind of solution, and we got a goal against the run of play. And, I mean, let's talk about that goal first, because what did you make out of it? It was a decent goal, wasn't it?
Well, I think we showed good both sides of our play. So it was really good winning the second balls in the middle. Tonali battling for it, Gallagher battling for it, and then Tonali picks up the second ball. Very quick pass into Solomon. He takes his time, composed. Gallagher makes a run into the box, opens up that space for Tonali on the edge of the area. Solomon finds the gap, pulls it back, as he's been doing all pre-season, and Tonali takes a wicked deflection, a bit of luck, but, you know, we did really well to manoeuvre the opportunity. So you only earn luck, and Tonali getting his first goal on the Tottenham show was great to see.
You know what they say, if you don't buy a ticket, you can't win the raffle, and that's exactly what happened, and Spurs were 1-0 up firmly against the run of play. But Chelsea goes straight up the other end after a few minutes and get that goal. Really bad defending from Robertson to not defend his back post with Esteval lurking there, and obviously Esteval heads it. Kinski gets a touch on it, and it goes in the back of the net. But I think it was that moment when Chelsea scored where Spurs really flipped the game on its head a little bit.
Well, if you remember when Chelsea scored, we were on the attack, and we pressed them and won the ball right on the edge of the area. And we just didn't quite get it right, and then they broke, and obviously they scored from a counter attack, and that was quite frustrating. But after that moment, 100%, Spurs really took control of the game. They were so comfortable in possession. I thought Tonali and Bergvall started to link up a lot better. They were finding their combinations. Tell was starting to run havoc on the left-hand side. I thought Van Hecker and Davis were starting to find their passes as well from centre-back. So all of a sudden, Tottenham went from, you know, maybe under the cosh a bit early on to totally in control of the game, and also looking dangerous and looking really good in possession. And they were just popping their passes around, looking really confident. And I thought Chelsea were actually chasing shadows a bit for the last 20 minutes of that half. And, you know, we ended that half with 70% possession. And I thought we were well on top. And it was a shame the half ended when it did, because I felt we had a bit of momentum at that point. So I thought it was a really good performance, actually, in that first half overall.
Yeah, it was. It was just like, so the kind of opening 20 minutes to the last 20 minutes was so different, wasn't it? It was like polar opposites, where you got the first half of it, Chelsea well in control, and then Spurs, regain control of that game.
I think we were better in the last 20 minutes than they were in the first 15.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And, you know, there's some really good performances out there from Spurs in the first half. I thought Ben Davis was fantastic throughout, to be honest. Matisse Tell was a constant threat down that left-hand side. There was one moment where he just decided, you know what, fuck this, I'm going to take it around everyone. And he nearly scored off the back of it.
Yeah.
It was a fantastic run. And Manuel Solomon on the right-hand side, obviously with the assist for Sandro Tonali, I thought was threatening when the ball, you know, really did go on that side of the pitch. But, you know, it is a constant theme that we've seen out of this pre-season of Manuel Solomon and Matisse Tell giving a real impact.
Yeah, providing a spark in the final third. They're looking confident, they're looking sharp. But I'm really loving what I'm seeing from Tell at the moment. I think he's a constant danger. I think when he's confident enough to run at his fullback, he's causing them problems. But also when he's outnumbered, he's able to find these little passes into the box and actually link up with either the centre mid or the underlapping fullback. And he doesn't always just play it safe. He doesn't, from what I'm seeing anyway. You know, a lot of wingers, they shape up their fullback, and if they feel like, oh, I'm not going to have the beating of him, they just play it back to the fullback and play him safe. But he actually is finding these little passes inside. He's willing to look for different options to try and hurt the opposition. So I think he's looking super confident, and it was another confidence showing from him. And Solomon as well, I thought, got a good assist. I don't think he was as threatening, but definitely looked sharp as well, and was looking to get him behind his fullback. And it was also really, really great to see Van Hecker on his debut, and he had a really strong showing. I thought he showed exactly why we bought him. Every time there was a long ball coming his way, he was charging forward and taking no prisoners. And I thought his passing on the ball as well was really incisive and really progressive as we expect.
Absolutely, and I think a bit of a sign of things to come for Jan-Paul Van Hecker. Brilliant passing, really aggressive. Shame we didn't see him for longer than we did. Obviously, he went off. What was it, half time?
Yeah.
But great to see him finally in a Spurs shirt, and I thought he put in a really good performance. I think he sparked up a really good relationship, and back too with Ben Davis. Them two were fantastic together. I think Archie Gray also had the captain's arm. It's actually mad when you think about the players that we had on the pitch with Robertson and Ben Davis. Proper. Ben Davis been a stalwart. Spurs been there for 12 years. Andy Robertson been there, done it, won it all, and their captain is Archie Gray. Yeah. It's quite mad, isn't it? But Archie Gray was probably the player on for the longest. I think he played the 90 minutes. And I thought he played really well for the first half, particularly.
Yeah, I think he had a really strong showing. Obviously, we'll get into the second half and the difficulties we had in that one. But yeah, first half, I thought he dealt with Gittins really confidently. I thought he was linking up with Solomon. He was looking like he wanted to take responsibility. Maybe having the captain's armband helped with that. So yeah, really good showing from him. And we'll get into Kinski's second half performance in a minute, but in the first half, he was still spraying those passes, wasn't he? And he was still putting them right on the money, looking confident as ever. So yeah, I was really happy with the first half. I thought De Zerbi had one over on Alonso, in my opinion, in that first half a bit, in terms of just how we were looking compared to them. I thought we were looking a bit ahead of them, to be honest, in my opinion.
I guess probably the disappointments of the first half was Andy Robertson and maybe even Dominic Solanke as well, because Solanke was pretty anonymous up until the last 10 minutes, where he grew into the game a little bit but still didn't provide too much. And Andy Robertson, I was expecting a lot more from Andy Robertson today, and obviously he was at fault for the goal that we conceded, and there was just some really loose touches and bad passes from him. And there was one horror one in the second half.
Yeah, it nearly cost us a goal.
Really nearly cost us. So, I do expect a lot more from Andy Robertson. His experience.
Yeah, it was a bit of a stinker in the end, to be honest, from Robertson. No getting away from it. He was not looking sharp. He looked a bit off the pace. I don't think he was getting beaten too much. It was always all calls from himself, most of it, just making mistakes. Wasn't getting forward as much as well, so we weren't able to see the best side of him, putting those crosses in the box as well. And I felt like he was just completely off the pace and nearly cost us a few times, to be honest, Robbo. So yeah, it needs to do better.
But you know what? At half-time at 1-1, we were sitting here at half-time, both kind of happy with the way Spurs have been playing. We ended the first half the better of the two sides. It was a shame to only go in at 1-1 because I thought we were the better team and maybe could have gone in with a lead. But I was fairly happy with what I saw. And, so you're thinking more of the same in the second half and we'll probably go and take the win. Kevin Danso comes on along with Richarlison, and two players that had a major impact in the game, to be fair. Kevin Danso, 3 minutes in. Oh. What is he doing? What is he doing? The ball comes back to him. He kind of lets the ball run past him and takes down, who is it, João Pedro?
Yeah, João Pedro just steals a march on him. And
I'm just like, how can you get sent off 3 minutes into a pre-season friendly in the second half? It's just so brainless from him. And that's it. De Zerbi's plans for the second half, all thrown out the window.
Yeah, if you want a mental image of what happened, it's remember Dragusin against Karabag, where he let the ball run across him, didn't realise the attacker was there, and the attacker steals a march and he ends up just grabbing his shirt, bringing him down when he's one-on-one, so it's an obvious red card. It's 10 out of 10 times that's going to be a red card. Yeah, Danzo, it was just a bozo moment. And I think, for me, what's frustrating is it's a pre-season, so I think the right thing to do is just let him run and score, or have the chance, maybe back Kinski to try and save it, because we're going to benefit more as a team, playing with 11 men and trying to get ready for the season than just like, because how many times are you going to play with 10 men during a season compared to 11? Obviously, you want to be prepared for what you're going to be doing most of the time. So if I'm De Zerbi, I'll tell Dan, so let him score next time. If it's a friendly, don't have to drag him down and cost us a player and cost us a preparation time. So that was really frustrating. It was just, it was just really, I was really angry at the time because it's like it ruined the game. Obviously now Tottenham have one less man. We're going to have to retreat a bit. We're giving the ascendancy to Chelsea, and it was a completely different game because first half we ended the game with 70% possession, and obviously that was completely flipped in the second half.
Yeah, it was. And, you know, Chelsea grew in influence, obviously. After the red card, they were creating chances. Antonin Kinski pulled off one of the best saves I've ever seen. Seriously, you know, back into last season, some of the worldy saves that he was pulling off to keep us in the division was phenomenal. And he's carried on that into pre-season, into this game against Chelsea, which could have been a match-winning save. Because if Chelsea go 2-1 up that early on in the second half, you probably fear the worst. You know, probably they would have gone on and got a couple more. But that save to keep us in the game was just insane. It really was.
Yeah, he made like 3 or 4 good saves, but that first save he made was from Esteval. I mean, it was reminiscent of that one he made from Longstaff, the way he just clawed it like from behind him to tip it onto the bar. But this one was maybe even more impressive, the fact that there was bodies ahead of him and there was a deflection on the shot as well. So how he was able to quickly react to that, get a hand to it and push it onto the bar. It's world class. If you haven't seen it, try and get a clip of it, because it is a world class save. There's no doubt about it. And you know, we've been talking about his shot stopping, and you know that's something that's a big question mark of his. But some of the saves he's been making since the last 7 games of the season have been nothing short of absolutely sensational. And this is just another one to add to the list. So big up to Kinski. And then after that, he had to bail us out a few times. I remember Tonali should have had a foul on the edge of the area. They had another one-on-one. He saved with his feet. Robertson had tried to, you know, he chested it towards Kinski, and João Pedro was standing right there.
I don't. I keep replaying that moment in my mind. It's just like, what is Robertson even trying?
He's trying to be like,
he's got like players around him.
Yeah, he's trying to be too composed, but it was a stupid decision. And João Pedro had another chance, which Kinski had to save. So if it wasn't for Kinski, we wouldn't have won this friendly. He kept us in it. And not only that, but his passing throughout the whole game, yet again, was top-notch a couple of times as well. Heart-and-mouth moment where Palmer's pressing him and he had to play a little touch past him, but he just did it effortlessly, didn't he?
I'll tell you what, that's for sure what you just said. But to be with 10 men for so long in the game, Spurs... the players on the pitch deserve a lot of credit because they dug deep, they really fought for the team, and a back two of, Malachi Hardy and Ben Davis for the lion's share of that second half. I thought both of them did phenomenally well. Malachi Hardy came in and it didn't look like much has changed, you know. I thought defensively he did so well. He stepped in and kind of rushed into midfield a couple of times as well. I think Malachi Hardy, every time I see him play, he impresses me more. And today, again, another really strong showing from him.
Yeah, had the lap to deal with as well. Bit of a physical presence, and you know, put his body on the line a few times with shots, you know, which he had to block. And another really, really impressive cameo from him. Impressive cameo from Rio. Only lasted about 10 minutes because he went off injured, but he made an impact when he came on.
In that 10 minutes, he was bursting through in Chelsea's half. He saw the gap and he's like, I'm going for it. He took the shot, hits the bar.
For about 25, 30 yards.
Yeah, it was a fantastic effort.
Would have been a brilliant goal.
But the grit and the determination from these Spurs players to stay in the game, and they did that.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know, at some point during the second half, maybe like 20 minutes in or stuff, Chelsea didn't really have much after that.
Yeah, so, you know, however frustrating it was to have played that second half with 10 men, at least you got to see a different side to us, and you got to see a side of a lot of these players who weren't willing to give it up, were willing to make sure it was as hard as possible for Chelsea to get that goal. Even on some occasions, a slight threat on the breakaway as well. Not willing to just sit back and not be a threat at all. We were trying to at least break on Chelsea on a few occasions. And obviously it paid off right at the end.
Yeah, it did because Jamie Donnelly, who I didn't even think was on the bench, takes a shot from 25 yards out. It hits the post, kind of kisses the post, and it comes out to Richarlison, who had the open goal to put the ball in the back of the net, and it was very reminiscent of that goal that we scored at the Emirates a lot of years ago, when Modric took that shot, hits the post, and it fills its way to Aaron Lennon.
Yeah, not quite as important.
Yeah,
but yeah, we'll take it. Then Rishi's right there, just on the spot. He just knows where to be. Sometimes he just has that sixth sense, doesn't he, of where to be standing when those moments happen.
And he's done it twice in pre-season now.
Yeah, and he got the goal, and Spurs went on to win the game. We were literally, it was one of the last kicks of the game. We were about to head to penalties, and we got that moment. We're winning the friendly with 10 men. It was a weird one. Even though it was a friendly, you just got that rush of dopamine getting that last-minute winner.
You know what?
Even if it was a friendly.
No matter what kind of game it is, a pre-season friendly, a cup final, a league game, third round, second round of the cup, it doesn't matter what kind of game it is. Beating Chelsea is always nice.
It's always nice.
I mean,
especially in
same
that
as when we beat Arsenal last season in pre-season.
Yeah,
you know,
it's always good to get one over.
It doesn't matter what kind of game it is. You got to win these games. So you got to get one over your rivals, even if it means absolutely nothing. Even if it means nothing, it still means something. So yeah, really good to get the win. Now we go back to London, a week on the training pitch, and then a pre-season behind closed doors against Getafe. But some top performers. We didn't even mention Luca Williams-Barnett and Mikey Moore, who came on in that second half.
Wasn't much mentioned, to be honest.
I think with Williams-Barnett, as much as he wasn't as involved as he was in the previous games, obviously, but I think he still showed a few nice touches.
Yeah, I mean, it was hard for him. I thought whenever he got the ball, he got crowded out, to be honest. So it was difficult, him on the left-hand side up against 2-3 players every time. We're down to 10 men. Him and Moore, they're all given very difficult jobs to try and hurt Chelsea while we're down to 10 men, but he did okay.
I don't even think we mentioned Sandro Tonali, because I thought he played very
we spoke about it a bit, but yeah, I think that was a really good. He showed what he's going to offer in that midfield in terms of technical ability. I think once he got going with his passing, obviously one of his passes created the goal, but those little flicks, those passes in between the lines, he was showing what he's capable of, and obviously off the ball, we know what he offers as well. A really strong showing from him.
All right, so that is it. Tottenham 2, Chelsea 1, a last-minute winner in Sydney. Let us know your thoughts on the game in the comment section below. But it is time to move on to the post-match fan show. The link is pinned to the top of the live chat if you want to come on and have your say. And first up, we have got George Alton. Big up, George.
Where's the other boys, how we doing?
Oh, good, George. How are you doing? How are you feeling after a last-minute winner? Even though it's a pre-season friendly, we've beaten Chelsea 2-1 with 10 men. What were your kind of takeaways from that friendly?
As you said, it is pre-season, but any win over our London rivals, whether it's Arsenal, whether it's Chelsea, feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Big up, George.
For you,
big up.
Who was standouts today?
For me, Andy Robertson was a standout for how poor I felt he was.
Yeah.
I really it felt like he was like his game had completely gone.
Really off the pace.
It felt like he was just like he was constantly a couple of yards off the pace in every facet of the game, from what I saw. But on a positive note, Kinski, his passing, some of those long balls in the first half, pinpoint accuracy, and it really makes you notice the difference between him and Vic. How good some of those long balls out wide were, and just constantly going to the right man. There was one ball, but that was straight down the middle that didn't, it went to their defenders. But other than that, yeah, I was really impressed with Kinski.
He saves as well. Yeah,
what a couple of saves! They were awesome.
Yeah.
Talk to me a bit more about Andy Robertson, because there's been a lot of conversation within the Spurs fan base who's going to be our starting left back this coming season. Obviously, we saw very good moments from Andy Robertson in the last game, but then obviously we've had this game. Like, who do you think our starting left back's going to be coming into the new season?
It's difficult for me to say because I was working for the last game, so I was just having to listen to you guys doing the commentary. I wasn't able to watch it, so I've got a bit of a skewed opinion on. Literally, I've only seen today really of him, so it's probably a bit unfair on him. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Because obviously you saw you saw both games?
Well, first of all, Doggy needs to get fit. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm caught in two minds on it. I feel like if a Doggy gets fit, it depends on who we're playing, I guess, and who the winger is, because he wants that relationship between the winger and the fullback. I'm just not sure if the best combination is Robertson and Tell. Maybe if we have a Savinho there, maybe it'll be a bit different. I'm not sure. Gakpo. I don't know. So I think horses for courses. It depends who we're playing, I guess.
Yeah, I do agree with that. And the Doggy's injuries has just been they've been the main downside to his game. Obviously, you can say that for a lot of the players at our club over the past season or two, but he's such a good player when he's fit. Like he'll go out for an injury and he'll slowly come back into it. He'll have a couple of sort of like good but not great games. Then he'll just start hitting form, and then he'll get injured again. And it's so disruptive to him. So I'm hoping that that's the main thing that Andy can bring, being in the team, is that ability to not have to rely on the Doggy. Means he can be substituted, not have his legs run into the ground, and hopefully not pick up as many injuries.
Yeah.
And then we can start seeing better Doggy based on that.
Another player that you saw for the first time today, Jan Paul van Hekke, first sighting of him in a Spurs shirt. What did you make out of him?
I think him and Mickey playing together are going to be just a brick wall at the back. I think they're going to be a better pairing than Romero and Van de Ven, personally, because I think he's gonna leave Van de Ven less isolated at the back. I feel like Romero, with his aggression and going into tackles, was sometimes leaving Mickey's pace to be the only way to get us out of jail. And I don't think, obviously, I've only seen less than full match of him today, but I don't think he's going to be that type of player who's going to leave Mickey. And it's also benefit that they play in the national team together, so they already know each other going into this pairing. So it's not like they're completely starting from scratch and they've got to build a relationship. We're starting beyond stage one with them, so that's a positive, and I'm looking forward to seeing. I just can't wait for the season to start. And I haven't felt like that in a while. I mean, got to the end of last season, I was like, God, I need a break from Tottenham. I'm sure we all were, all were like that, but especially you two, because mate, the amount of content you pump out for Tottenham, I can't put myself in your shoes.
But you know what?
I would have been.
I can't wait to make more going into this new season.
Yeah, see, I've had a little bit of a conspiracy going on in my head that Sim has been faking some of these illnesses just to have a bit of a break from Tottenham, but
I wish I was. I wish I was. Tell me about Tell. Tell me about Tell, because there's a lot of people really excited about what he's been showing in pre-season. Well, what do you think of him today?
Yeah, I'm really, really excited for him. And I mean, like Solomon on the other side as well, if we were to keep him as a backup, I wouldn't be upset about that. In fact, I'd actually kind of like that. But Tell, there's two sides to the coin in my point of view on him. I think he's really, really good. I think we can get better. But at the end of the day, I'll take a bit of a Stell opinion on this, that it is only pre-season. We have only seen today against Chelsea, and it wasn't like on form, on fire Chelsea. So I'd like to see him stay. I'd like to see him get him some minutes in the Premier League, see how he develops. I don't think we should be getting rid of him, but I don't necessarily think he should be our starter week in, week out at the minute. I think he has the potential to earn that over the coming few seasons, but he's still very, very young, and he's got development in his legs, and I think that's the only thing that we can sort of hark back to Daniel Levy saying that we're reaping the benefits. Is some of the signings he signed were youngsters, and some of them, very small percentage of the signings he made, had potential, and I think Tell's one of those.
But Kevin Danso, man, second half's about just got underway with a better team, and he goes and does that. I mean, what is he thinking?
I can't even come up with an excuse for it. I really can't. I was trying to think. It's like, is he rusty because it's only 3 minutes pre-season? But mate, honestly, you're a professional footballer and you're in a pre-season game. Just think. But that's one thing I think he does have as a bit of a downside in his. Sorry, I got the dog trying to steal a slice of
That's
chicken
all
off
right.
my plate. I think that's the one side of his game that he does need to work on is calming down and thinking. Because I've seen when in the Premier League last season, there's a couple of situations. I can't think of specifics, but a couple of situations where I have thought the same thing. Um, but again, I think that. How old is he?
27 around.
27.
You down to,
Yeah.
yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so I was going to say I think that will come with more time on the pitch, but at that age, if he ain't got it now, then it's kind of a lost cause. I feel. But as you said during the game, he's the least Deserby style defender that we've got in the squad, and I don't see him being played in front of Ben Davis after this preseason. I think Benny Boy's going to be in
Looked
front
good.
of him.
He's looked good, hasn't he?
He's looked really good, especially after such a bad injury. I mean, broken ankle, broken leg.
Mm.
Coming back from that and playing how he has done, granted again only pre-season, but given his age and everything, I'm well impressed with Ben, especially today. He's been really good. I did want to ask you guys one thing though, if I
Mm-hmm.
can
Go on.
take the reins on something. Um, Up top, Richie or Solanke? For me, it seems like De Zerbi's been favouring Richie, and Richie's been playing better than Solanke. I'm now of the mindset that I think we're going to sell Solanke. What do you guys think?
I wouldn't be against it at all, to be honest. Not at all. I think Richie has proven that he's more of a goal scorer than Solanke, to be honest, and his time at Spurs. I think that's true. But look, I think Solanke, Richarlison scored 2 goals, but I don't think he's had a great pre-season by any stretch of the imagination in terms of his work in open play. And I think Solanke is, he's played 45 minutes against MK Dons and now against Chelsea, and I think he's looked awful probably in both of them.
Yeah.
So I'll probably go more to that side. I'd prefer maybe slightly to sell Solanke over Richarlison, but I wouldn't mind if either of them went.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of pretty 50-50, but I feel like at their very best, Solanke is probably the striker that would best suit us and we would need more. But I kind of just get the feeling like Rishi cares more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just get the feeling like he's like trying to always sniff out those goals. He's like really happy and passionate about being at Tottenham, whereas I don't get that same feeling from Solanke. I feel like sometimes on the pitch and he's just whatever. I don't, I'm not that bothered. So like that's so, and also Rishi scores more goals. So from that point of view, maybe it's like, look, if it's just not working out with Solanke, I'd rather keep Richie, and he's a good super sub. But I do think like, when I've seen them both at their best, and especially sometimes even in the Tottenham shirt, like when in that first season when Solanke was here, and some of the performances he was putting in, like I think, like the way he was holding the ball up and pressing and all that kind of stuff, like I think it was hard for Richie to match that in terms of quality.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just get that feeling that Richie cares more.
I was going to say I couldn't agree more. Yeah.
What's your opinion on Cody Gakpo? Looking like Spurs could be looking to bring in Gakpo. Is he a player that you'd like to see at Spurs?
I mean, he's better than what we've got. I think we could do better, but there's not much on the market. I mean, that's the big problem at the minute is we've gone from there being like just an abundance of attackers 4 or 5 seasons ago to a complete drought, and there's nothing there, and the value for money that you're going to get based on supply and demand is not good. So we're going to have to spend well over £100 million to get the type of player and the caliber of player that I want to see in the club. And if we're going to do that, I mean, there's an argument to say spend a little bit less, get an aging Harry Kane back to the club. But on the other hand, I understand the point of a lot of fans saying, and probably the Lewis family would be in the same mindset of we don't want to go back to the old Levy days, bring back old players that are only going to be here for 2 seasons, because then when they start to decline or they deteriorate, which I think Kane's got more than 2 seasons in, but business mindset that they have, they will see him as only a guaranteed asset for a season or 2. He could fall off a cliff based on his age. Why would we want to risk that when we could go for a younger player and start to develop them? I really don't know what to do up top. If it was up to me, I would probably sell Solanke based on performances. I agree. I think he is a better striker, but for the style of football that we've seen and the passion, I think Richie, and when he comes off the bench, is a really good player. I think we should have him off the bench. We should sell Solanke. We should blood in a youngster to be off the bench with Richie. So there's an option there. And we should just go all out and spend 120, 140 million on a top class striker. I don't think Gakpo's that player.
But let's say Savinho and Gakpo are the only signings that we make in the forward line from now to the end of the window. And those maybe are our two last signings. What would you rate the window? Is it a successful window for you?
The recency bias will come in for a lot of fans on that. They'll go, "Oh, it's not been enough. We've not done enough." But we have broken our transfer spend twice this window with two absolutely ridiculously good midfielders. We've fixed the holes in the squad. We've got rid of players that are sixth choice players that we don't need in the squad that can go. So I'd rate it a solid 8, maybe 8.5. It could be better, but it could be a hell of a lot worse. It really could. I think we need better than those two. Personally, I think we need 3 signings. But I mean, I'd be annoyed, but I wouldn't be upset about it.
Yeah, I get that. But anyway, it's always good to get one over Chelsea, no matter how, even if it's just a kick around in the park, you want to get one over Chelsea. So George, good to have you on today again, my friend, and we'll see you next time.
Cheers for having us on, and go give Sammy a hug, because I bet he needs it after that. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Big up to George.
Apparently, Tell completed 4 dribbles for Tottenham against Chelsea today, more than all 39 other players on the pitch combined.
Wow. Come on, Matty's Tell. Definitely stepping it up on pre-season so far. Let's move on and let's go to Mr. Brian Daigle, Tottenham on tour. How are we doing, Brian?
I'm good, brothers. I'm good, brothers, and everyone in the chat. I've literally just got home from work, and the Kevin Danso slander is going to stop now. Stop now.
I'm not sure it is, Brian. I'm not sure it is. This is your guy.
Mate, listen, he got sent off after 3 minutes in a pre-season friendly. Like I said to you, and I was tongue-in-cheek before people start quoting me, he did the team a service. He thought, right, we've done fitness drills, we've done set pieces, we've done styles of play and possession. What we haven't done is had to deal with being down to 10 men for a large section of the second half. And he thought, you know what, let me be the team player I am and take one for the team.
It was De Zerbi's instruction.
Maybe it was all a ruse.
That's the only explanation I can think of.
That can be it. That's all I can say.
Because it was so ridiculous.
Danso being the team player he is, thought, let me take one for the team. But no, he got sent off. Obviously, I saw the replay. It's a blatant red card. Bit stupid and silly of him to do, but it is a pre-season friendly. And let's face it, if it was a Premier League
friendly,
game,
it's a game against Chelsea, mate.
This is also true. And I had completely forgotten until George said that Sammy. I was just speaking to Sammy on WhatsApp as well, so it's nice to get one over on them lot.
Always is. Always is. So did you see much of the first half? What did you see of the game?
I saw most of the first half. The second half, we got extremely busy at work, so I was in and out. The pitch to start off with was horrific, wasn't it? Compared to what we've seen, that was horrific. I heard you say near the end, Rio went off with what looked like a hamstring.
Yeah.
So I mean, like you were saying, Ben, he's looked great this pre-season, or so far, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Especially the watch along we did for MK Dons. He looks like something. Obviously, he's very young, and we've got to take it easy. But I'm liking or loving what I saw from him. First half, what I saw looked good. Beautiful tackle by Conor Gallagher. Going, there you go, Chelsea. Have some of that. This is where my allegiance lies. Beautiful tackle. Which was
exactly.
Great to
Try
see.
and tell Conor Gallagher it was just a pre-season friendly today.
Exactly, mate. He was like, look, this is where my allegiance is. I think he's in for a good season with De Zerbi. It's just trying to find the right combination for him. Obviously, we know Fernandes and Tonali will be first choice. That number 10 is still, God knows what's going on with Maddison and what we do. But love patches of the first half. Solomon getting an assist for a deflected Tonali shot. And obviously the goalkeeper that we're delighted to sign a new contract and is our number one, Kinski. What a save that was in the second half. I got to see that. My God.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal. Who was your standout player in the first half?
Well, when we look at it, his distribution in the first half was the most important thing, wasn't it? And he's such a De Zerbi type goalkeeper. And the one query everyone had, obviously, after the Madrid or before the Madrid game was his shot stopping. And then we saw tail end of last season, the shot stop, the saves he was pulling off, and he's just pulled off another one today, which would do his confidence the world of good. I'm very excited to see him develop this season. Very, very excited.
When you're looking at first half, like Van Hecker, we got a first look at him as well. Were you like what you saw?
I did. He looked comfortable. Obviously, first game in a Spurs shirt and just taking it easy after the World Cup. It's good to get minutes under his belt and see him. Once he's got his centre-back partnerships sorted with Van der Ven, I think we've got a very, very solid base until we get to the front line. We've got two stories of the townhouse built. The third level needs a lot of work.
Yeah, you could talk about the third level needing a lot of work, right? The news of Cody Gakpo today could be him and Savinho, and that might be it for the transfer window. What's your reaction to that?
So as Simeon knows, I'm going to say Cody because that I don't know why, but that name I can't say it right. So as I've spoken for, I was more a Rashford or other players over him, but that's my personal preference, which means nothing in the grand scheme of things. Does he improve Spurs' front line? 100%. Has he got Premier League experience? 100%. Will he increase and build our goal and assist and goal threat? Absolutely. Is he better than anything we've got? Yes. Is he better than Solanke? Well, I think a three-legged rocking horse offers more than Dominic Solanke right now. I just don't understand how a player could just drop from the season he had at Bournemouth and the start of the season he had under Ange. In the first year, before he got the injury with Ange, I thought his hold-up play and everything was brilliant. We just, being Tottenham, didn't sign a winger that could use his major attribute, which is his aerial ability. But it's just not working out. And we're moving closer and closer to the season. And a left winger and a striker is the necessity. Is the absolute necessity. He offers both, obviously. I don't know where Spurs would see him. If we sign Savinho, if we finally manage to do this at some point, I think Romano's got about another 58 tweets before it's done.
Yeah.
So he can earn a few quid off of that
Brian.
one.
I hope it's only 58.
That's a good point. 58, exactly. So if that's is it the left winger and forward I would have chosen at the start of the window? Not personally. But does it improve what we got? And most importantly, what Roberto De Zerbi wants? Yes. So it is what it is. We can see this pre-season, which is now at an end, the abroad international version. Now we go back home and we'll see what happens. We don't know what's going on with Kudus. So these things need to be addressed. And at the moment, these two look like the front runners, don't they? We need to get them in.
Yeah, absolutely.
And were you liking the look of Tell, though? Do you think he can add something to this front line that maybe he hasn't in the previous couple of years?
So I think Tell, if we're looking at players and we know everyone will go, we played this team and that team and whatever, Tell has been one of the players that you've seen something more than a lot of the players. And you can see his confidence is growing under Roberto De Zerbi. And this style of football is definitely suiting him. Do I think he should be Spurs' number one left winger? Not at all. Not at all. If that's the standard we're going to set, then we got an issue. Because yes, he can improve and get better, but we can't rely on that anymore. And I think this window's activity has shown we're not wavering. As a backup, as the second left winger with what he's showing, if he's still at the club, he's still at the club. And I've said I think his movement is very, very good. I think his movement has always been very, very good. It's his final decision making that has got him in trouble or caused him the areas that need to be improved. But if he can work on that, great. But to have him as first choice, definitely not.
If you could sell one of them, Richarlison or Solanke, who would you sell?
Do you know what? This is such a bad question, or such a hard question, because they're both. But right here, right now, I'm not joking. I'd get rid of Solanke.
I really say that now.
You look at it. Richarlison is in the last year of his contract, and if we don't get him to go, we know what's going to happen. He's just going to see out that last season. Maybe listen to offers in January. All right, see you later. Solanke staying here is just not going to work. We'd probably get more money from him if anyone's stupid enough to actually make a bid for him. And it's just not working. I can't see what we do to get him firing. I just can't see it. And you look, like we said, Solanke, Richarlison stays or goes this summer. He's gone next summer. Because we're certainly not offering another contract. Whereas Solanke's got how many years left on his contract?
Probably
two
or three, yeah.
Yeah, for me, just on recent showing, at least when Richarlison has come on, he's offered goals. If we didn't have his goals last season, we would have been in a lot worse trouble. Although when Solanke came back from injury, he started off well, but then again, he gets another injury. So yeah, for me, I think we've got to the point now where I think business-wise, you've got to get rid of Solanke because he's the one that will demand some kind of fee and replace him. So I would be Solanke over Richarlison to leave.
All right, big up, Daigle. Always a pleasure having you on, my friend.
Both. I'm back to being chop liver. Oh, good. See you later, Denny Wave. I'm enjoying being back to chop liver, boys. So see you later. See you later.
As long as you're enjoying it, Daigle, that's the main thing.
I'm really enjoying it. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Appreciate you, Brian.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Big up to Brian Daigle. Let's keep moving forward. We have got Stelios from Tottenham away, ole ole. Tottenham away, ole ole. How you doing, Stel?
Yeah, I'm good. Weather's good. I've got a nice view of the sea. Ha ha, you don't. And
I've got a lovely view of Potter's Bar, mate.
Mate, listen, you can't beat the Sainsbury's in Potter's Bar. At least
you can't beat it, mate.
Trust me, the Potter's Bar High Street is a lot more eventful than the sea, I can tell you that.
Mate, 100%. What more do you want?
Always nice to get one over Chelsea, ain't it, Stel?
Yeah, look. always enjoy a win against Chelsea and Arsenal, no matter what. Friendly, not friendly. So yeah, bit of bragging rights, but I think in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't mean anything. You know, we beat Arsenal's and Newcastle's in years gone by, and then we end up 17th. They win the league, so it's not here or there. I'm just more interested in how we play football at the moment, what the direction is under De Zerbi, and what certain players do. And I think the more games I watch, the more I feel I'm right about a couple of things that I said. So I kind of want to get into that, if you don't mind. I want to talk about a couple. So the first thing is, I think more and more Spurs fans now it's not hard to admit. Our front three they're awful. They're awful. Rich crap. Solanke's just non-existent. Until he huffs, he puffs, he tries. He's not good enough. The Tell's not good enough either. And you know,
do you think Tell's been one of our best players though this pre-season?
It's a very low bar. You know, he stands out against Sydney and he stands out against Auckland because they're crap.
You didn't think he was good today?
No.
Really?
I counted. He had 12 opportunities to take on the man, and he did it twice.
He completed more dribbles than all the other 39 players combined.
Mate, he passed the ball back to Gallagher so many times, it beggars belief. The amount of times I saw him lose the ball trying to dribble. The only thing he did today that was good was when he beat 2 or 3 players and then the goalie came off his line and he tried to chip the goalie and the goalie kind of parried it off his chest for a corner. Otherwise, I thought Tell did nothing. He's there's no end product with him. You know, there was even this great chance where Chelsea passed the ball across their box. They completely fluffed it. It fell to Tell, and he smashes it 10 meters over the bar. So I don't get the hype with Tell. A lot of fans love him. They think he's getting better. I think he's bang average, and I haven't changed my mind on that. I think the best attacker we've currently got that's fit is Solomon. I think Solomon is more exciting than Tell. You know, he gets to the byline, he looks up, he saw Tonali, squared it back. I think Toloman's the Toloman. Who the hell's Toloman? Solomon. He's the best that we've got, but even he's not good enough. You know, we look good against the MK Dons, the Sydneys, the Aucklands, but as soon as we've got to play a Chelsea, and you know, that was a half-baked Chelsea, but so are we. You can see the difference. We struggled.
You thought we struggled? In
the final third, yes. In the final third.
No, but in general, generally.
No. Playing out from the back, I think we look really, really good under De Zerbi. I think Kinski's proving all the haters wrong as well, by the way. All the people that shit on Kinski, he's not good enough to be the number one. Kinski 100% deserves to be the number one for one season to prove what he can do. And then at the end of next season, make a decision. But today, he made 3 good saves. At the back, he was flawless. The amount of times players pressed him and he comfortably just shifted the ball left or right, laid it off. Mate, playing up from the back, we look good. We look comfortable. We can do it. I think in possession, we're much better. Our passing accuracy stats have all shot up compared to the last season. And I think going down the flanks, we look a bit more effective. So overall, the team, we look better. There's no doubt. But in the final third, we're shit. We're just crap. We're not good.
You got to look at the final third. We didn't have any of our starters, pretty much. That will be our starters probably in the coming season as well. All these players are probably going to be bench players, aren't they?
Well, Tell's a starter at the moment.
At the moment, but he won't be. He won't be come the season. He'll be a rotation option.
I can only go by what I'm seeing right now, right? If we sign 3 new goal-scoring attackers, then yeah, the whole thing changes. But right now, the first point I wanted to make is Tell, Solomon, Solanke and Richie, none of them are fit to wear the Spurs shirt. None of them will be a Defoe, a Keane, a Bale, a Berbatov, a Kane, a Son. None of them will ever be at that level. And that's the level we're going to need if we're going to become a top team. So I would replace all of them, guys. And do you remember I came on about 4 weeks ago and I said, guys, really happy with the transfer window, but I've got a concern. This is all going to be a waste if we don't fix that front three. And you clipped me, and I think you put the most honest review or something.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed from that day. When I said to you guys, I'm concerned that this transfer window is going to be a waste if we don't fix that front three. I think the front three is still awful. I don't like it.
What hasn't changed? Well, hasn't changed. So yeah. Why would you think it's any better?
What's your opinion on the potential signing of Cody Gakpo? I mean, you talk about guaranteed goals. You want to see more goals in this team. He brings that.
Well, in the last 3 years in the Premier League, he scored 8 goals, 10 goals, 7 goals. So he averages about 8 or 9 goals a season.
No, I think he's got
more
than that.
Is that enough? Not in the Premier League. I actually, because someone, I just did a watch along as well, and I brought up the stats because I didn't know, and then I looked at it.
Yeah, you're right.
The Champions
7, 10, and 8. 7. Yeah.
So he's nothing special, but he plays on the left wing or inverted left attacker. So if he's going to play on the left, he still gets you more goals than Tell and Solomon and Odobert. So on that basis, yeah. But is he good enough? I don't know.
How many players in the Premier League from the left wing are consistently getting more than 8, 9 goals a season? Like, how many assists as well? Is he getting
5, 4, 5?
Okay, so he's averaging 10 to 15 goals a season.
So last season 12 contributions, the season before 14.
I've stopped looking at assists, and I'll tell you why, guys. Because who are we assisting? We don't have a number 9 that's good. If we had a good number 9, then I'd look at the assists. But we don't have a good number 9. Like, the argument people said to me weeks ago was, but we're going to create more. And my response was, we're going to miss more chances. And we do. We're missing more chances.
And we'll score more.
Yeah, exactly.
guys, look at the goals today. A deflected shot and an open goal. Right, we're not when the season gets real and it properly starts, we're not going to have all this luck. We're going to need to properly create. I do think, however, not having Maddison, not having Fernandes, not having Kudus, and not having Xavi Simons is a massive problem because no one else can create in the midfield at the moment. We've got no creation, and that's not the manager's fault. That's not Enoch's fault. That's not the fans' fault. We've just got this bloody injury problem with the creative players. Like, all of our creative players are injured. How is that possible? We've got 4 out-and-out creative players, and they're all injured. So it's unbelievable. You can't write it. So we might need to buy a number 10 because
apparently Richarlison has just admitted that he's unsure whether he's going to stay at Tottenham.
Oh, please leave! I beg you, just go. You know,
no, De Zerbi has admitted.
De Zerbi said Richarlison's unsure. Yeah.
Free the bird, let him fly. Go away. Another thing I wanted to talk about was Danzo. I put a post out on my channel saying Malachi Hardy should be the 4th choice centre-back at Tottenham on the basis that Danzo is technically incompetent. He's a buffoon. He's awful. In a defensive, low-block, pragmatic team, he's great. He wins the headers, he clears the ball, he throws his body in front of the way of the shots, blocks the ball from hitting the target. In a Mourinho team, in a Conte team, in a Frank team, I see a world where Danzo can be good. But in a technical ball-playing team that plays it out from the back, the team are pressing you and you've got to shift the ball from one foot to the other foot, receive it on your back foot and turn onto the front foot, swivel on the half turn and play. He's awful. Like, he's a tragedy, and it's going to be a train wreck. Go on my Tottenham away LA community page. It's all there. I posted it weeks ago. I've been arguing with everyone about this. Malachi Hardy has shown to me how composed he is at the back, how comfortable he is on the ball, how he can play left foot, right foot, and the reason he can do it is because he's been trained to play that way for the last 4 years under Simon Davies, our academy director, who has trained the entire academy along with the coaches to play what? De Zerbi ball. And what have we done? We've signed De Zerbi. So we've actually got a manager that completely complements what the youth have been taught for the last 4 years under our new academy director. And it's no surprise to me that Malachi Hardy looks comfortable at the back because this is his football. So there's a massive argument to say he should be the 4th choice centre-back and now's the time to integrate an academy player. And what did we see today? Danzo. Ball comes to him. He's being pressed. Can you receive it and control it and turn? No. He makes a hash of it. He fumbles it. Red card. And that's the Danzo everyone's going to see under De Zerbi. He's technically incompetent, guys. He's not suited to this football. He's going to be a disaster. Whereas the Malachi Hardy, yeah, he's young. Yeah, he's not proven. But he can develop into that player next to Senesi, Van Heck, Van de Ven, in training, learning with them, improving. Mate, he's going to be much better than Danzo when it comes to this football. And I just wish we took a little risk on a couple of youngsters and say, you know what? You're better suited to this football than Danzo. And I've been saying this for weeks about get rid of Danzo. He's not going to be good at this football. And you saw it today, guys. I mean, he can't do it. He's not technically good enough for this kind of football, unfortunately. He can't step into midfield, travel with the ball and play a forward pass like a Senesi can, like a Van Heck can, like a Van de Ven can, like Malachi Hardy has shown all pre-season. He can do it. I mean, what's your thoughts on that? Would you take the risk?
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with you on this one. I think I'm a fan of Kevin Danso. I was a massive fan of him last season, but what he shows on the ball is not the attributes that we need in a De Zerbi system. I completely agree with you. I think he'll have his worth. I think, you know, when we're defending a lead with 10 minutes to go and you just need an extra man in there to win the aerial duels and everything like that. But when you've got Malachi Hardy and Janai Byfeld, that's going to be, you know, backing up Malachi Hardy. You know, both, we've got 2 very, very good centre-backs in the academy now that are going to be knocking on the door. I wouldn't be against it, to be honest, because I think when the game state is completely normal, it's level pegging or even ahead, Malachi Hardy might be the better player to actually go for instead of Kevin Dann. So I actually agree with that.
I just think, having watched pre-season, there's only 2 academy kids that actually look like they've got something about them that's worth integrating into the squad and just seeing how they progress for 2 years. And that's Williams Barnett and Malachi Hardy. They're the 2 that, hands down, you can see they've got it. They just need to be nurtured, and we need to give them a chance. That doesn't mean I want them to start. It doesn't mean I want them to replace Senesi or replace, Fernandez. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is they've got it. It just needs now to be developed. And the whole purpose is to bring through 1 or 2 academy players out of the 18 odd that are of the age and see what they can do. And this is the thing, guys. Our entire academy has been coached to play De Zerbi ball. They've been doing it for like years now.
You can tell how they're playing, to be honest.
Yeah, like even Donnelly today travels up the pitch, opens up his body, tries to place it bottom corner, and it sets up the equaliser. I really like the way De Zerbi's trying to play football. I honestly think we've got a manager that's going to be our new Poch. He is going to be our Poch 2.0. You can see it, and he's got players that can do it. We lack up front. That's the only issue. We don't have a Kane or a Son, but it's kind of what happened to Poch when he first came. He had Adebayor and Soldado, and it wasn't quite ticking. It wasn't until he got rid of them 2, and Kane hit the ground running. Son became what he became. Dele Alli became a sensation. Then it all changed. So I think De Zerbi's going to need his Harry Kane, Son, and Dele Alli moment, where players come into the club and kind of give us something special like that, and that'll take everything up to another level. But the best thing, and again, you saw it today, the best thing about the way we play, our pressing game is so good. It's so calculated and coordinated, and every player just seems to know what they're doing. The goal we scored came from the press. We forced the error high up the pitch. It's the best thing about this team. Our pressing game is so frigging good, and I'm really impressed at how quickly we've become good at it. We're really good at it, like really, really good.
So how are you looking at like the whole picture at Tottenham at the moment, like going into the new season? I understand your reservations about what attackers we're getting or not getting and all that kind of stuff. But when you're looking at how we're playing football, the manager we have, the signings we have made so far, is there any positivity going to the new season at the moment? Are you starting to feel like, okay, something good could happen this season?
Basically, Stel, the question he's really asking is, are you happy that we stayed up and didn't go down?
I'll get to that then.
Listen. I'm not going to do the whole delegation thing again. I've explained myself. Yeah. I honestly, from the day we signed De Zerbi and I came on your channel, I said, I'm so happy we've got a proper manager, because I've just wanted someone to be the next Poch. Since we lost Poch, I just wanted someone to be the next Poch. Someone that gets football, that's going to do it the way we like, and that's going to just, win games doing it. And De Zerbi is that guy. There's no doubt in my mind we've got the right manager at the club. In an ideal world, I really, really wanted Iriola. But De Zerbi, he's good for me. He's really good for me. And I think what you're going to see is a team that plays really quality football. We're going to take risk across the back line, but I think we're going to pull it off. I think we've got the players to pull it off. I'm a little bit worried about Robertson defensively. I said statistically, defensively, he's fallen off a cliff. He's going to make errors, and you saw it today. So I'm a little bit worried about him. I'm worried about Gallagher as well. I'm not sure what he does or where he's going to fit. Maybe it's a bit unfair on him because he's kind of been asked to play in the 10 and he's not a 10. But overall, I think when you've got a Senesi, a Van Heck, a Porro, whether it's a Robertson or whoever else we play there, Kinski, Tonali, Fernandez, a fit Simmons or a fit Maddison, and hopefully a couple of goal scorers with a fit Kudus, mate, we're gonna cause problems. We're gonna cause damage. We're gonna have a really good season, but we've got to get those goal scorers. It's key. If we don't get those goal scorers, will be the difference between finishing 12th and 6th. That's going to be the difference. We're going to be a mid-table team or a Europa team, depending if we sign the goal scorers. That's going to be.
Do you think
the
like
difference.
6th is our ceiling this season?
Do you know what, Ben? I want to say yes, but then you look at Man United last year, who finished 3rd, but they signed 3 top goal scorers like Mbuemo, Cunha, and Seska. I mean, are we going to do that? I doubt it. But then De Zerbi's told us we're getting bombers. Apparently, we're getting bombers. So
apparently, that bomber is Cody Gakpo.
Yeah, that's not a bomber. That's like a kind of firecracker. That's not a bomber. If we get 2 goal scorers, we're definitely going to knock on the door for the top 6. 100% we'll knock on the door for top 6. If we don't sign goal scorers, I think we're going to be mid-table, playing good football, and that's about it really. We're not going to do much better than that.
People in the comments saying we're going to finish top 6 is a bomber in itself.
People in the comments, I think, underestimate a lot of the things that I say, right? I've always wanted the best for Tottenham. I've always just wanted the best for Tottenham, but I'm honest with what I see, and I say it as I see it, right? And it's not always what people want to hear. I don't want to say what people want to hear. I want to say what I think. And what I think is, I never wanted Frank. I was against it, but I had to just kind of bite my lip a bit because you just get called every name under the sun. I never wanted Tudor. I did want to stick with Ange because I felt that we had a winning spirit in the club. And if we were going to replace Ange, I wanted a Klopp or a manager of that level. We've got De Zerbi. I'm happy with De Zerbi. I think he's a really good fit for Tottenham. I think the academy, maybe, fingers crossed, I hope, now gets a chance to develop some of those kids into De Zerbi's team because the kids can play De Zerbi football. I don't want us to depend on the kids, but I don't want us to neglect them and just mug them all off. Oh, none of them are good enough, which is rubbish. It's absolute crap. Spent 12 years in and out of that academy. The players are good enough. They just need a chance. They need an opportunity. And I think De Zerbi's going to get us back to being that Pochettino side. Not this year, maybe not next year, but in the next however many years, we're going to be a top 4 team. We're going to be a force to be reckoned with. And it's just going to be, when we do get back to being top 4, are we going to go big and just try and win the league? Are we going to do what we didn't do for Conte, what we didn't do for Poch, what we didn't do for Ange? When we got into that Champions League bracket and we didn't properly back those managers, when De Zerbi gets us back to top 4, and I believe he will at some point in the future, are we going to go big and say, right, let's try and win the league? Because if we do, what more can we ask for as Spurs fans? Like, if the board have fully backed the manager over 3-4 years, I can't ask for more. I can't complain. I can't moan. So I'm happy with what I'm seeing. I'm really happy.
Someone clip that bit up and we'll replay it again in 4 years and we'll see.
As long as they back him, right? They've got to back him.
Yeah, of course.
Don't go and sign a bunch of Archie Grays and Bergvalls and
4 years, 4 months.
I do have my concerns, guys. I do have my concerns. I am worried about the front 3 simply not being good enough for this football club. They're nowhere near good enough. And I am a little bit worried as well now that we don't have cover in the 10, which is ridiculous because we've got like 4 creative. How can
we have 3 10s and they're all just got all big problems?
How have we still got these injury problems, guys? How is this? Didn't they just change a whole bunch of backroom stuff and stuff?
Yeah, but all the injuries are predating issues.
Well, Maddison was fit at the end of last season. He came back.
Yeah, but after an ACL, things can be complicated. I think it's still...
Fernandes? What's happened to Fernandes?
Well, Fernandes is going to be fine, apparently, for the next game.
What's the update on Kudus? I've heard Simmons is out until December, January.
The update on Fernandes and Kudus is that they're going to start to play when we're back in London.
All right, so we're going to have Mohamed Kudus back at least.
Yeah.
All right, so if we've got Kudus on the right and Fernandes in the 8, that helps massively. That's a massive boost because at the moment we're lacking with any creativity. And then if you add 2 goal scorers to that, we can give teams a run for their money. I do think if we sign 2 goal scorers, top 6 should be our target. I mean, do Do you think that's fair, or do you think we can push higher? Do you think we can do what Man
I
United
think we
did?
can push higher. I think we can push higher than that. Definitely. You're looking at other teams, all the other teams, especially the top 6 teams apart from Arsenal, all going into it with unknown. Man City with a new manager, nobody knows what they're going to do. Liverpool with a new manager, Chelsea with a new manager. I think we're probably more settled than them in terms of, De Zerbi's been here since the back end of last season. He knows what he wants. He knows who he wants to get rid of, who he wants to bring in. These clubs are working that out right now. We've already been through that process. So I think we're ahead of some of these teams, maybe not in quality, but in terms of the idea and how we're going to go through with it. And as well, you're looking at the other teams that, like the Bournemouths, the Sunderlands, and all these teams that are ahead of us. They've all got European football this season, and they're not used to it. So I think that is going to have a detrimental effect on them. So I think we can have the upper hand on them as well. So I'm looking at Champions League qualification this season if we get the targets that we need.
Can I ask you guys a quick question based on what you just said? Right now, as it stands, would you say our current squad is better, worse, or the same than the squad Ange had for his first season?
Our current squad.
It's better. Squad. It's better.
Of
course, it's better.
I would say only really the midfield is better. Yeah, I think the attack's probably better under Ange, and defence is pretty much the same, apart from Romero swap for Romero Van Hecke and Vicario for Kinski.
You say we've got Brennan Johnson and we've got Kudus now. That's an upgrade for one.
But then we had Son, who'd
on the left. Yeah, that's true.
Rashid, we're still the same strikers.
Brennan Johnson scored 19 goals, didn't he?
He did score 19 goals, but you're not taking Brennan Johnson over Mohamed Kudus right now, are you?
No. The reason I'm asking is Ange's squad had one game a week, and they finished 5th.
Yeah.
And we could have got 4th.
And he had a fit Decky and a fit Maddison.
He had a fit Decky and a fit Maddison, and we finished 5th. We could have got 4th, but we had that game against Man City where half the ground wanted us to win, half wanted to lose, and he kicked off. But we could have maybe got 4th that season. So
we definitely could have got 4th that season. We should have really got 4th that season. We fucked it up.
So if we should have got top 4 that season, and we're saying now this squad is better, then really top 6 has to be the minimum expectations, because Ange, he got 5th with a weaker squad. But he did have goal scorers though. We don't know. See, this is what I say, guys. It all comes down to this. If we don't sign goal scorers, I think we're going to come unstuck. I really think it's all going to unravel. We need to get some goal scorers in through the door.
Well, that's what De Zerbi said it himself. It's not. I think the club know it. De Zerbi said we need guys who score goals. He said it. So I think it's not like the club are not knowing of the issue.
The target this season is top 6. It's got to be top 5 even.
Yeah, but only if we get goal scorers, Ben. If we stick. Yeah, because otherwise, I think right now the squad we've got is finishing mid-table.
So Stel, if we add Savinho and Gakpo and no one else, where do we finish?
We're not going to get. I think 8th, 9th.
Do you not think he could get more goals out of Solanke and Rishi?
No.
You don't.
I'm watching it pre-season. Like today, Solanke was anonymous. Like, even when Ben Davies squared the ball across the goal, Solanke doesn't even read it to be in the position. Do you know what? Richie gets into better positions than Solanke. I've realised that. And I don't rate Richie. I don't want Richie here. But he actually gets into better positions than Solanke. I'm always saying to myself, why isn't Solanke there? Solanke, you could have got there. I don't think so. If he gets more goals out of them, it's because they've played more games. They're not injured.
Are they not both players capable of getting 10 Premier League goals?
Well, Richarlison's proved it in a Spurs shirt. He can.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Solanke got 9 in his first season.
Okay, but we've lost 12 goals by selling Romero and not keeping Paulinho. So if Solanke scores 10, all that does is fill the void of what we've lost. So
Yeah, but if Solanke and Rishi could get 10, Gakpo maybe gets 8 or 9. You know, so adding quite all, and then everyone else chips in with a few. You know, it's not all of a sudden you're not looking at horrific numbers.
Last season, only 6 teams scored less goals than us. So we came like 15th in the scoring charts. 15th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
we had Frank.
We had Thomas Frank, and we were playing that kind of football. This is a different style of play.
Even under De Zerbi, guys, when he came in, like those 7 games, we didn't score a lot of goals. You know, like we were winning 1-0, 1-0, losing 1-0.
Yeah, but it wasn't full De Zerbi ball. He had to come in and he had to patch a few things up to keep us up. This is going to be a different De Zerbi team than what we saw in the last 7 games of last season.
I think the team's going to be much better. I think we're going to play much more competitive football, more possession-based football. I think teams aren't going to like playing us. I'm just not convinced with this forward line. I'm sticking.
Even if we don't make any more signings, you're still going to see Spurs score a lot more goals than what we scored last season. I guarantee you that.
I don't know. I don't know who's scoring the goals, Ben. I really don't know who's scoring the goals. I think Richie's
Everyone.
Listen, I love you guys wishing it, hoping it, and I hope you're right. I want you to be right because then it means we do well. My personal belief is that this current front three are just simply not good enough. They all need to go. If we just sign 2 goal scorers, everything changes for us. I think the whole dynamic changes. That for me is going to be the key.
Yeah, it's fair. Look, that you can say they're not good enough, and a lot of people agree with that. The only point I think we're trying to make is, even if they're not good enough, they're going to be better than they were last season. Is the point? So I'm not whether that's enough to be where we want to be, fine. But even if we would sign no more players from down the end season, those attackers will probably show more this season they did last season.
I don't think you can polish a turd. I don't think. Listen, Sim, I want you to be right. I want to come on and do another Sim.
Didn't Ange prove you can with Brennan Johnson though?
Yeah, but he signed Johnson specifically for his system, didn't he? Like he
Yeah,
signed
and De Zerbi's signing people specifically for his system, like Savinho and Gakpo.
Which is why I've said if we sign goal scorers, it changes everything, right? So if De Zerbi signs Savinho and Gakpo because he wants them, then everything changes. But I'm just talking about the current setup now, because you said, you know, if we don't, because Sim said to me, if we don't sign anyone. Well, my answer is, if we don't sign anyone, we are not getting Europe with these front three. I don't see it. I just don't think they've got it in them. I don't think De Zerbi can suddenly turn 3 players all into good goal scorers. I think they're too far down the line.
He doesn't have to. They've always been decent goal scorers. Not amazing, not 20, not like 30, but they've scored goals. Solanke in his first season got 9 Premier League goals and 16 in all competitions.
Not enough. We need to find 40 to 50 goals, in my view. 40 to 50 goals, from factoring in the goals that we've lost. And I don't think they're capable. I don't think they're good enough. I don't think they're clinical enough. I don't think they're intelligent enough. And I just feel that we need to sign like a left or right winger. Let's go with Gakpo, right? He gets you 9 goals, right? Now we need someone that's going to get us 15 to 20. If we can do that, we can sign 30 goals, then the rest can come from the others. But we've got to bring in at least 30 goals. Otherwise, we're just going to come short, guys. Everything else I'm so happy with. I love the football at the back, the way we look so comfortable doing it. I think our pressing game is going to be one of the best, if not the best in the league. I think we're going to have a phenomenal pressing game. I love the fact that our possession and our passing accuracy is all up. All the metrics are up compared to last season. Everything looks like it's coming together. I'm so happy that Kinski's going to get a crack at it and that he's going to be the number 1. It's just that goal scoring bit. That's it for me. That's the only thing missing. If we get that sorted, game on. If not, I think we're going to be mid-table and frustrated.
Let's hope we can do the business for the rest of the transfer window.
Yeah.
Stel, big up to you. Thanks for coming on today, mate.
Good to see you, Stel.
Come on.
Good to see you, Stel.
See you later.
See you later, mate.
So the full quote on Rishi is quite interesting.
I've just sent you the press conference, Sammy, by the way.
Stel's still there, by the way.
Stel's still there. Where is Sammy? Is he there?
Huh? Oh, he's gone.
No, he's not. We're finished with him, but he's not gone. The full quote of Rishi, he was asked on his future. He says, "I don't know because I like him as a player. As a guy, it's unbelievable the attitude and behaviour. But at the end, we have to respect what he wants to do. And we know, every one of us knows what he wants to do. But for me, he's still an important player because it's not so easy to find another striker like Rishi because Richarlison scores goals and he knows the way. The new striker, we don't know. The other striker, we don't know if he's going to score 12 goals like last season. And he scored 12 goals last season, not through luck, because he feels the way to score. So, and he was asked, are you saying that he does want to leave? And he says, I don't know. I didn't understand well because sometimes he said sometimes he said to stay, and then sometimes he says to leave. We have to speak anyway. There is not any problem. He's a lovely guy. All of us love him. The teammates, the club, the staff, because he works hard every day, seriously every day, and we can't say anything on the pitch. So sometimes he's saying to stay and sometimes he's saying to leave. He's flip-flopping, Rishi, on himself. He doesn't know. He's got uncertainty in himself.
So maybe the Saudi ITK wasn't too far from the truth, and then he decided he wants to stay.
I think it sounds like exactly what's happened, to be honest. But yeah, it sounds like Rishi, not sure. But then but in the first quote, he says every one of us knows what he wants to do. So is that stay or leave right now? Who knows?
Like I said before, I prefer to keep him over Solanke. I prefer to sell both and get 2 new players in, but that's obviously looking very unlikely. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, there's no rumours at all about Solanke. There's only rumours about Richarlison. So it's very interesting that he keeps saying, I want to stay, I want to go, I want to stay, I want to go. Let's see what he ends up saying. But let's move on. Let's go to David.
Hello.
Hi, David. How's it going, mate?
It's going well. How are you doing?
Yeah, good. Always good to get one over Chelsea. 2-1, last
Indeed.
minute winner. How are you feeling about that?
I'm feeling good. And before I get into that, you guys probably seen this, but it's just interesting from Fabrizio Romano. So the Juventus manager was just speaking about Vicario.
What did he say?
And he said, Vicario is an experienced and top quality goalkeeper. We just need to understand why Spurs have decided to leave him out.
Oh, really?
So I just find that interesting.
So is he trying to say, like, we need to find out why Spurs are leaving him out so we can get him, or why they're leaving him out? Well, what's his problem? What flaws does he have?
Exactly. It's like, what are we getting ourselves into?
Yeah,
here?
exactly. What are we
I
signing up?
think it's the second one. I think it's the second one, not the first one. But yeah,
Interesting.
but back. I just saw that he just posted that, so I thought might as well mention it. But to the match, I think we played well. Our possession game was good. Passing was on point, precise. And I think this team has improved a lot under De Zerbi's tactics.
Yeah. You so you're when you look at our general play and you look at how we're setting up, especially compared to maybe Alonso's Chelsea, you're liking the way we're setting up.
Indeed, yeah, and I think it showed this game. I was like the games previously, of course, no disrespect to Auckland FC and Sydney, but they're not big team. They're not as big as Chelsea are. And I really wanted to reserve my full judgment until this game. And even though it's still a pre-season game, I think it shows how much we've improved. And we just need to improve in the final third. I think if we get those final attacking signings that we need, and if we get those spot on, I think we could have a good season.
Who are those attacking signings for you?
It's hard to say. There's not a lot of options on the market.
There's rumours of Savinho and Gakpo. Would that?
I would be happy with
satisfied?
Gakpo.
Mm-hmm.
I think De Zerbi could improve Gakpo and could improve his output. My dream signing, if we're talking about dreams, would be going all out for Osimhen, getting him in as our striker and selling both Richarlison. And maybe not both, but selling for Solanke for sure. But I don't think that will happen. I'll be happy. As a Spurs fan, I'll be very happy to see Savinho and Gakpo come into the club. I think I'd slightly prefer Rashford over Gakpo, but if it's Gakpo instead, I won't mind. We had an amazing transfer window, and I think as Spurs fans, we can never get too picky, in my opinion.
But you looking at the performances today, you know, Tell's coming in for quite a bit of praise. Well, maybe not from Stell, but from most other people. Well, do you think he could have a role to play this season?
I really like Tell. I think he could really develop under De Zerbi. I think he won't. I can't see him being our number one starting left winger. I prefer him to be. I'd prefer to bring in a better left winger in, preferably slightly more experienced. But if it's Savinho, it's Savinho. I think Tell could be a starting. He could be a starter the next season if he has a good season this season. That's the way I view it. I think with the other performers, I think Archie Gray, I find it really interesting how he's been captain. He's been the captain for 3 games straight. It could either be a sign that he could be our vice captain, potentially, and he could be an option. And Zerbi is seeing how he does, how he does under that seniority, as being the senior player and being the captain. So I wouldn't be surprised if Maddison is the captain and Archie Gray is our vice captain. I wouldn't be surprised by that.
I mean, there's some quotes on De Zerbi why he gave Gray the captaincy. He said he spoke to Davis before speaking to Gray because the natural captain was Ben, but I think it has been more important for Archie than Ben because it's like to give Archie something more for his confidence. Last season, I said he's the future of the club, but also the present. It's important for us because he can cover 2-3 positions. I think to be captain, you have to think first for the group and the club rather than yourself, and it was something more to give him. He deserves it. It's the same for Bergvall. I have the same feeling for him. So interesting there. He's kind of saying, he kind of just gave it to him to kind of show his appreciation for him as a player, and give him that confidence he needs and maybe some more responsibility within the squad.
I like that from De Zerbi, and I really do think Gray could be a future captain for us. I really do think he's a top quality player. He still needs to be refined a bit under De Zerbi. He's still young, so time to improve. But you never know. Maybe next season he could be our captain. You never know with these things. But I've just found it quite interesting how he's been the captain, especially for this game where you've had Andy Robertson on the pitch, Kinski, Van Hecker, more experienced players than him. But going to Kinski, our amazing number 1. I absolutely love him. He's pulled off an absolute stunning save. Worldy indeed. And I think also for João Pedro's shot from coming from Andy Robertson's mistake, I think that's also a worldie, just with the reflections. And I just love Kinski. Even if he does bad, even if he does well, I'm half English, half Czech, so I've got that Czech connection with him. So I'll love him. Whatever happens, I'll love him, and I think he's a great addition, and I think he really deserves that number 1 role, number 1 starter to be our goalkeeper. He's an exceptional player.
He's the next Petr Cech.
I hope so. I really do. Us Czechs, we need a better goalkeeper than the goalkeepers that we have right now in the national team. So I really do hope he can prove himself at Spurs and then at international level, because he's an exceptional player and an exceptional mentality after the Atletico Madrid game.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I must say, the team today they played phenomenally well. I think the only downside was Solanke. He was non-existent in the first half. I think we should absolutely sell him. I'd rather keep Richie at the club because I think Richie shows a bit more passion and he plays for the badge sometimes compared to Solanke. But we really do need to sign those attacking players. You can see that this match. We get into the final third, but we just have no way to show for it, really. And I think that's the major problem right now. So I would be happy with getting Gakpo and Savinho in, because I think that would immediately improve our front three. And based on the market,
yeah, go on.
I think based on the market, we can't be too picky.
Did Danso's 3-minute cameo concern you?
No.
No.
Not at all. It happens. It's football. It's a pre-season friendly. I think, didn't he slip? Like he realized João Pedro was behind him, and he immediately quickly turned to try and get to the ball, but he slipped. And while he was trying to get back onto his feet, he brings down João Pedro with him. I think it's a mistake. I'm still a big fan of Danso. I think he can still have a good impact on the team. I think he won't be our starter, of course, but he can come on. He can come on in the game if we're winning 2-0. He can come on in the game, and we can have a low block and sit back with him in defence. And I think that's why we have him, basically.
Who else?
I think he's a good addition.
Who gets sent off in the pre-season friendly, man? I've never.
That's a great question. I think I was looking, and in a recent pre-season friendly, I think it was 2 South American teams. I'm not entirely sure, but there was a pre-season friendly, and there were 3 red cards.
In South America, it doesn't surprise me.
There are no friendlies in South America. But when was it? Have we ever, in your memory, had a red card in a friendly?
I don't ever remember one.
I don't think so. And I think it is a clear red card. I think the ref could, maybe because it's a pre-season friendly, just give a yellow and just have us play. And I think I don't want to be too harsh on Danso. I think it's just unfortunate. It's his mistake. It happens. At least it's pre-season. He learns from it. Yeah. But I think it ruined De Zerbi's plans with the youngsters and with Williams Barnett and Mikey Moore and how they could come on and impact the game. Because when they came on, what are they supposed to do? With 10 men, Chelsea's 11 men, they're attacking. They can't really show how good they are. They can't show all of their quality. So I think that's one of the disappointing downsides of Danso getting the red card. But as fans, in my opinion, we shouldn't be too harsh on Danso. I think it happens. And we still won the game. We still stuck it out. I think De Zerbi bringing on Malachi Ardi, brilliant substitution. I think he's a brilliant player. I think he should be integrated into the first team. He's shown how capable he's on the ball and off the ball. I think he's an exceptional talent. He could be maybe 4 years' time as starting centre-back, 3 years' time. You never know. But I think he should be one of them youngsters integrated into the first team for sure.
Absolutely. David, thank you so much for coming on today. Good to see you again. Much. And we'll see you next time.
Good to see you guys as well. Comedy Spurs.
Spurs. Come on. Big up to David. And we are going to finish off on we were going to finish. Is he there? Who let this jabroni in?
Shut up, you twat.
It's absolute jabroni.
Shut up, boy.
We beat Chelsea, Kyle. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I know, mate. Always nice to get one over on them. We haven't done that since February 2023 when Skip and Kane scored, didn't it? It was the last time. But we finally beat Cole Palmer. But it's just not in the Prem yet. In the pre-season friendly, it's never friendly, mate.
That Prem win is coming. I think the Chelsea can sense it. They can sense it.
We can sense it. And we owe them a beating. We haven't done them since, as I said, February 2023 under Conte when, we beat them 2-0 after we beat West Ham the previous week. So just like 2010, you play Arsenal-Chelsea the space of a week. And as Ben mentioned it years ago, we beat them 2-1. And who scored in both games? Gareth Bale. Yeah, and Ben was at both games. I know he was.
Yeah.
I'm right. And Ben, I saw you didn't check my super chat. I know you did the other day. We bought Toby from Atletico de Madrid, not Southampton,
No,
mate.
that's not what
Get it
Daigle
right,
said.
Brian.
That isn't what I hear.
Brian.
That's not what I'm hearing from Daigle.
Brian, it was Atletico Madrid. How many times I got to tell you, mate? It's Atletico
He's adamant.
Madrid.
He is adamant.
Not Southampton, mate, because it was Atletico Madrid. One of my mates, when I went to college, said Spurs bought a player from Atletico Madrid, and it was Toby Alderweireld. So he didn't mention Southampton. I know he went on loan, but it was from Atletico Madrid, and Sky Sports News posted it on their official Twitter account in 2015. So, yeah, not Southampton, because we bought players from there after. We bought Wanyama after that. So, but Toby doesn't count as Southampton because
what about
he was
Højbjerg?
pretty
You missed out Højbjerg,
Yeah.
jabroni.
And you're forgetting Gazaniga we bought from there
That's
as well.
true.
What
He
about
was-
Fraser Forster?
Yeah, Fraser Forster. Like, who else has played for Southampton? I know a couple of them I mentioned, but always nice to get one over on these lot. And we now have to beat them when the season starts. But we got Brentford away, as it was the first game under Ange, and we drew. And one of our captains scored. It was Romero, vice captain, and Emerson Goat Royale, as Barry called it back in the day, scored. And Madders got fouled, but we still managed to score.
Tell Barry he's a fraud.
Why, where is he? Barry, where are you?
He's doing some fraudulent behaviour somewhere.
What? Like, I don't understand. Where are you, Barry? Your wife keeps asking about me. I hear you said this ages ago. Like, keep my name out of your mouth. I'm happy with how I am. I don't need a wife yet. Too early, mate. Like, I'm not interested. Too early, pal. Maybe another time, mate. But too early, mate. Like, as they are, they're still a pain in the arse. Sorry, guys, but they are just a pain.
Oh my god, that is absolutely brilliant.
No offense, Ash. Not you, Ash. You're good. It's just the other people they are. Like, brilliant win, I'll take. And Tonali and Richie. Like, the Italian job is back.
It is back. What about the Dutch Revolution?
The Dutch Revolution is back. We've had so many Dutch players, but yeah.
Are we gonna sign Gakpo?
Yeah, like I'd like him, innit? Because that's revenge for him always scoring against us. So if we can get him, and yeah, why not? Because he can play striker. He can play anywhere in the front three. Like, I hear David saying he'd rather have Gakpo over Rashford, but I actually like Rashford, like Savinho and Gakpo. Give me all three of them. Like, yeah, give me all three. It would be great.
Daigle's in the comments, KPB.
Fuck off to the Daigle.
If you've got anything to say to him, say it now.
Zip it, Brian, mate.
Did you end up staying at him for the World Cup? What happened?
I couldn't come. I couldn't go because I didn't have the money, mate. Like, I'm hoping to, but as you've probably seen, guys, Infantino is planning to sell half the stake of the World Cup. Give me a break.
You tell him, KPV. You tell him.
For sake, mate. England, other countries boycott the World Cup because we can't let this continue. What the hell? Like, and everyone, I don't care, but Messi is shit. And
shit. Messi.
Messi is because I don't like him. Neither does my mate Daisy. She's a Spurs fan, and we can't stand him. Like, do people not understand? Because Argentina cheated, didn't they? They robbed Cape Verde and Egypt and Switzerland and us. Like, and
what's that got to do with Messi?
Like, none of us like him. My mate Daisy don't. Neither does Ruby, and none of us like him. Like, it's a fact because he's always getting favoured by the referees, mate, and that's why. And Lautaro Martinez should never have started. Should never come off the bench against England, and we lose. But Jed Spence, I thought, had a brilliant tournament, and to all the people saying he should never have been in the squad, where are you now? There's Spence again, ole. He's going to score, and we're not going to sell him because why would he want to go? Like, he's a champion of Europe, and he had a brilliant World Cup, so we need more trophies, mate. And
so who's the GOAT? If Messi's not the GOAT, who's the GOAT?
I think it's pretty clear it's Pele. 3 World Cups. So Messi's only won 1, and he's now been in 3 World Cup finals, lost 2, and they've all been 1-0 defeats. Germany, in Brazil, now Spain, in, this World Cup just gone. So, 2 1-0 defeats in World Cup finals, Messi. You won 1 on penalties. So, but now this was your last one, but it's time for the new people to take over. So, good luck, mate, but you're not going to win another one. Pele's won 3, so Pele's the greatest to ever do it. Like, Pele, mate. Like, but, I plan to go to a Tottenham game this season, and I'm hoping to go. Like, are you going to the Newcastle game, lads?
One of us will be, yeah.
I'll be in a Dog's Head watching it, and I'm in a pub watching it, but I plan to go to at least one of our home games.
Don't get too drunk, KPV.
I don't do that, mate. What are you on about? Are you daft? It's like watching a Brentford vlog when I saw you, when I was with Paul, innit? I was with Paul, weren't I?
You were, yeah.
Yeah, Paul Burbeck.
Next time you'll be with Ben Sims.
Ben Symes.
Ben Sims.
He's a Man United fan, I'll have you know, but I'll let him off. He's been to the stadium with me.
You know what Daigle says? Daigle says in the comments, tell KPV Southampton's own Toby Alderweireld is the GOAT.
No, Brian, it was Atletico Madrid, mate, because you clearly didn't watch the 2014 Champions League final when Toby was on the bench and he just came off and he couldn't stop Bale from scoring a second. And Bale may just have won the European Cup for Real Madrid. And he scored, but Ramos saved their skins in the final. And then Ronaldo scores the winning penalty.
Brian just texted. He said he just checked and it's definitely Southampton, he said.
No, Brian, you're lying, mate. I can Google it and I'll send you it. And Tottenham signed Toby from Atletico Madrid. I can Google it, fella. Get the stats right, my friend. And we need to meet up soon.
That's the bottom line.
Because KPV said so. And
come on.
Everyone, if you want KPV and Ben to play the new FC27, Ben better tell me what his account name is on the Xbox, and I want a game because I want my rematch.
You want your rematch?
Right. Get me a rematch, people. And it's still Ragnarmonk. I know that's your account name, mate, because I've still got you as a friend. If you don't tell me what the name is, then there's going to be consequences. And people, unfortunately, I've seen some rumours that our captain could go to our enemy at the Emirates. Like, fuck that.
Who? Romero to Arsenal?
Apparently what I've seen, yeah.
Nah, I haven't seen that.
If that happens, then he's going to do a certain scumbag did. I don't give a damn, but I'll unfollow Tottenham on Instagram and I'll not watch because I don't like him anyway, because he's never going to get loved by the fans.
If you unfollow Tottenham and you don't watch any other game, will you still come on WeAreTottenhamTV?
Of course, I'll just wear my wrestling top because I'm a big WE fan. And anyway, people, it's time for Ben and Sim to go because I've got stuff to take care of.
And you're right. You're right.
So it's time for Ben and Sim to know because you've got stuff to do.
Yeah, because anyway,
he's busy.
people.
He's busy.
Yeah, because I don't know what the plan is, but anyway, I'm not going to say because I went out yesterday to see Spider-Man. So, no offense, people. I'm not going to spoil it.
No spoilers. No spoilers, please.
No spoilers, people.
Okay.
And everyone.
Daigle says if Romero goes to Arsenal, you're going to have him in your FIFA team.
Shut up. I've got him in my ultimate team as a Tottenham player. You know, the SBC I done. It's Argentina, whatever you call it, Festival of Football thing. Yeah, there's plenty. And I want to send my condolences to Baresi and his family after he passed away. a great legend of the game. Forza Italia, rest in peace, mate. A World Cup winner, a Champions League winner, Maldini's best mate.
Lovely words,
Legend
Kyle.
of the game, man.
Lovely
Forza
words.
Italia.
Good way
Rest
to end.
easy, man.
Absolutely. What a perfect
All right,
way to end
people.
the show, KB.
KPV's over and out. And I'll see you all probably Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, he's gone. Yeah, he's gone.
Bye,
oh, he's
KPV.
back.
See
Okay.
you later, mate.
We'll see you,
See you,
Kyle.
mate. Over and out.
Big up to KPV. Big up to all the other guys that have called in today and you guys in the chat as well. Spurs have beaten Chelsea by 2-1. And now next up is Getafe at Hotspur Way. So we'll see you all then. Thank you. Bye. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.